sweeps in conference play? Kind of how important was that for you guys to set the tone early this year?
Yeah, well, again, I think it's early in the season. You want to try to play with some consistency, and part of that is trying to put together some wins. The season gets progressively tougher as it goes, and anytime that you can get off to a start like that, it's good. And now you have to keep building and growing. And like I said, we got 4 more weeks before Christmas break here, and we got to make sure we keep our foot on the gas.
For a team going up against a team like Duluth, kind of how important is it for you guys to have that much momentum on your side?
Yeah, well, I think it helps. For sure, it helps, and I think it's part of that is trying to build that consistency in how you start games, and it's critically important that you want to try to lead games, not chase games, and so we've done it over the last couple of weeks, and we want to try to keep building that momentum, going into this weekend here. But again, like I said, 2 teams that are very much similar as far as how they play and how they can compete here. So, like I said, we're looking forward to the weekend.
What's the mood like going up against this team? After how they ended your guys' season last year, kind of what's the feeling like for you personally heading into this one?
Yeah, well, last year was kind of different in itself with COVID, and playing them a couple times in the pod, and then not seeing them again until postseason. And I thought we did a pretty good job within the pod, and obviously the game was the game. It was 5 overtime game going, but could have went either way. But like I said, proud of the way our guys have competed and battled. And anytime that you get these 2 teams on the ice, there's not a lot of room out there, and you got to fight for every inch of the ice. And our guys have done that over the last couple of weekends, and we got to keep playing kind of with that same mentality.
How much of this is revenge for the team from last year?
Yeah, I don't know about revenge. I think it's a whole new team this year. You know what I mean? Like we've got a lot of players, new players in our lineup, and I think it's, we always talk about those rivalry series, and 2 weeks from now we play the Gophers. But for us, the most important thing right now is this weekend. This is the weekend we need to dial in and focus on, and then focus on the next week when this weekend goes by. So like for me, we have the Duluth, and we have Minnesota and St. Cloud, but again, not looking past this weekend, and this weekend is the prime focus for our team.
What do you like about the way your team's opened NCHC play so far?
Yeah, I think it's when you get into the NCHC, it doesn't matter who you are, whether it's home or road. Is you got to play a particular brand of hockey that you usually don't see around the country, and every team plays it in our league, and the games are tight, and you have to find ways to win games. And I think our guys have done a good job over the playing 2 games at home and winning those games, playing 2 games on the road and winning those games, and now we're back at home again. And it's one of those things where you got to keep building and growing your group, and you can't really kind of go rest on the laurels of what you've done. It's what you have to do in the future here.
So do you think having half of a new team sort of helps going into this game, knowing that they don't really have the experience of the 5 overtime game from this?
Yeah, well, I think it's when I say it's a different year, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, we have guys in different roles right now that are coming together, and it seems to be working at this point in time, and it's a situation here where like I said, it'll be quick right away, where we'll get into that game, and both teams will be competing extremely hard. That it won't take long for the situation for our new guys to know what's going to happen in this series. And again, we build it and grow it through the week, through video and through word of mouth as far as how these games go. And again, like I said, our guys will be ready and they'll be prepared.
Reese and Tyler have had points in the last 3 games. What are they doing?
Who's that? Sorry.
Reese and Tyler.
Yeah, you know what? They're just getting pucks to the net. Playing a simple brand of hockey of playing fast and getting on the forecheck and making sure that when the puck is on their tape, they're executing. And it's a situation where guys are excited to play. I think we've built a little momentum and some confidence and a little bit of swagger here right now, where they're excited to be on the ice and they're excited to play. And I think it's one of those things when you complete your shift, you can see it on the bench that they're excited about getting out there again for that next shift, and with the exuberance and that excitement side of it. So I just think it's a passion to play right now from everybody in our group.
Gabriel, in the last 3 games, he hasn't taken the penalty now too, and I know he had taken some stick penalties. How important is that he's been able to? You're never going to get rid of all penalties, but
no, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. So there's a lot of things that go into that. Talking to him about taking the penalties, and the penalties that we talk about are 200 feet away from your net. The ones in a defensive zone that are trying to eliminate a chance or a goal against, yeah, you have to do that to save a goal. But when you're 200 feet away from your net and you take some of those stick penalties, those are the ones that are tough to kill. Those are the ones that can be prevented as far as doing that. So, the other part that goes into it for me is Reese Gaver is one of our best offensive players, and to have him in the penalty box, that's not good either. So, like I said, more discipline and then cognitive of knowing that he's a good player, that we want him on the ice.
Seems
Yeah, yeah, and again, I think it goes back to the last question about the exuberance and the passion and the guys wanting to play and wanting to get on that next shift, and just having a feeling right now. And like I said, we talk about swagger and confidence. Well, the only way that comes is really if you put together some wins, and some guys have done that now. So we played in just about every type of game, leading games, chasing games, and so I think the guys have built and grown a little bit here on how we have to play, and knowing that to have the best chance of win is leading from the front.
What do you think of the new home alternate jerseys that you guys unveiled?
Yeah, I think they did an outstanding job. Dan Johansson, our equipment guy, was instrumental in kind of the colors and kind of the concept of it, and obviously the Ralph Engelstad Arena here as far as building it and promoting it here. But I really like it. When you look at our black jerseys, there's an identity there with we call them the business suits. There's an identity there, and now to have a home jersey with kind of a second option, I think it's kind of like our white business suits. That it could turn into that, but it's a situation where it's it's another look, and I think it's part of our tradition and history of having something new in our group, and I like them.